If you've been in toxic relationships, it must mean that you just don't know what you're looking for, and you should probably wait on God to bring you a good relationship, right? Wrong. What if I told you that being in a toxic relationship is not for lack of clarity? As a matter of fact, the more you know about what it is you want out of a relationship, the more likely you're going to attract narcissistic people. Let's talk about why. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now, before I continue, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I take telephone calls and video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. Also, The Royal We has a private membership available for you where you can get daily support from me and a growing community of people from all over the world. I have a workout program for you. We have weekly fellowship together and so much more, all in the privacy of a members-only app. So if you're interested in furthering your healing, if you want to know what the Bible has to say about narcissistic abuse, and if you want to get into shape for 2025, head on down there, join the Royal We private membership. Now let's get into this topic of why you really get involved in toxic relationships, and it's not for your lack of clarity. And one of the biggest misconceptions about dealing with toxic and narcissistic people in the dating world is that if you get involved in a toxic relationship, you must not really know what you want. But as I said, this is absolutely incorrect. What I've discovered as a coach throughout the past decade is that many people who are in toxic relationships, toxic marriages, toxic dating relationships, even just friendships, it's not for lack of clarity on what you want. It's for lack of guidance on how to get what you want. As a matter of fact, what we're going to discover together is that the more you know about what you want without having the proper guidance, the easier you actually make it on narcissistic people to enter into your life. You give them something to exploit. They are all about you knowing what you want, so long as you just don't know what it takes to get there. And by the way, it's not just narcissistic people that will exploit you for knowing what it is you want. The world operates in this way, of exploiting you for the things that you want, but don't necessarily know how to get there. Let's take, for example, the health and fitness industry. Now, this is the time of year, Happy New Year's, everybody, where most people have established a resolution of getting into shape prior to summer. It's time to work off all that Christmas food and Thanksgiving food or whatever. Now, when you start going to the gym, you have a clear vision of what you would like to see. You know what the outcome should look like. You know where you would like to lose a little bit of weight here and there, right? You have the vision, but what most people lack is the guidance on how to achieve that vision. And now this is the problem, because this is where the world takes advantage of you. This is where the world exploits you. They know what you want because you've put out there what you want. You want a good physique. You want a slim belly. Most of these things are common across the board. And so they've set up shops and things where you can get protein shakes and powders and potions, and right there on the label is exactly what you would like to see. Six-pack abs, slim waist, tight thighs, buns of steel. And all you got to do is take this powder. All you got to do is drink this shake, right? Obviously, that's wrong. It's not going to work out. And by the way, it's not just health and fitness supplements, which a lot of it, God knows what the stuff is, right? But even fast food restaurants, Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, boast these menu items that are for you workout people and slim eaters. Try the salad, the fit salad menu option at McDonald's. Everybody's trying to get a piece and exploiting you for your vision. You have a vision of what you want to look like, but without the proper guidance, you're liable to fall away and just listen to this and listen to that and eat chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A because, well, not only is it chicken, so it's got to be good, right? But it's also a Christian-owned company, so you can eat that every day and you're going to get the results. Or eat salads every day. Listen, it's wrong. It's wrong, but you can see how the world tries to exploit you, not because you're not clear on what you want, but because you are clear on what you want. You just don't have the guidance. Now, the same is true with relationships. Many of you know exactly what you want in a partnership, in a marriage. You know what you want in a family. You know what you want in a friendship. And what happens is, without knowing the proper steps and how to navigate yourself and how to judge people and how to observe, you allow yourself to be open to the exploitation of people who are able to see what you want, and then they're just able to say, oh, that's it. I'm it. Right? What you're looking for, I'm it. And boom, just like that, sold. You're sold on the package. Just like walking into a health and fitness store and you see the protein powder and you see the abs of steel, the buns of steel on the picture on the label, and you're like, boom, sold. That's the powder I want. Right? Now, it's important that I compare this side by side because your physical health and your relationship health need to work together. This is the best analogy that I can give you so that you can bring these things together to really see what it's going to take to not only get the relationships that you want out of life, but you can also use this video to go for the health and fitness goals that you have as well. You see, because the reality is whether it's protein powders or whether it's fast food, all these things in life are nothing but low-hanging fruit. It's the quick and easy, and there is no such thing as quick and easy. If you want to get healthy, if you want to get in good shape, there is no quick and easy. You do have to show up, and you have to go to the gym, and you have to work out every day. But that's not the only part. You have to diet, right? You have to start to figure out and test what foods work with you. You have to start combining vegetables and the carbs. And by the way, carbs don't just mean breads, but fruits, yogurts, right? And you have to have the right amount of proteins. You have to try these things to see what your body, what works with you. And then you have to be consistent with it while you're working out. And a lot of people will say, Kevin, this is too hard. That's too hard. That's why I don't work out. That's why I'm not going to try to strive to reach that vision I have for my body because it's too hard. I'd rather just drive and go and pick up chicken. Okay, fine. Fair enough. But you're never going to achieve that look and that physique that you're trying to. And by the way, it's not that hard. Once you just get into the habit, the same is true with relationships, by the way, folks. Your relationships require the same thing. You have to approach relationships from a point of view of step by step. You have the clear vision. Now you have to show up every day. You have to judge. You have to observe. You have to spend time with people and see how your body reacts. You can't just go by their label. You can't just go by what they tell you. You can't just go by what they show you initially. You have to consistently show up, consistently try this, consistently judge that, consistently see how it's making you feel. And you have to make responsive, decisive actions right then and there to eliminate things, to stop doing things. This is the only way in time you will find yourself gravitating towards the relationships that are good for you. You see, narcissistic people are the low-hanging fruit of relationships. They're the fast food chicken nuggets, folks, that promise to be somewhat healthy. It's the fast food salad on your way to health and fitness. While you're saying, this is what I want a good relationship. They're the fast food chain saying, oh, hey, I got a fitness salad here for you. It's me. It's the low-hanging fruit. Narcissistic people promise you the quick and easy. In fact, narcissistic people are so easy, they throw themselves at you. They make you do no work in the beginning. That's how easy they are. It's the equivalent of Chick-fil-A saying, oh, you know what? Come eat chicken nuggets for free every day. We'll give them to you. Right? McDonald's saying, come have our salad and fries every day for free. We'll give it to you. Narcissists are practically throwing themselves at you. That is how easy they are. And a lot of you will say, no, that's not true. Yes, they did. That's what love bombing is. It's them throwing themselves at you. Even if they seemed somewhat reserved, at some point they started throwing themselves at you. That's how quick and easy they are. They are the fast food of the health industry, really. So you have to push that aside. You have to start to establish right now that you're not in this for the low-hanging fruit in life. You're done with the fast food service. You're done with the fast-paced relationship service. You're ready to have a real, solid relationships, which means that it's going to take some work. And now there's one more point I want to make in this. The other misconception is that people will think, well, I'm going to wait for God to bring somebody into my life. That's the same as saying, you know what, I'm going to wait for God to give me the physique I want. I'm going to wait for God to shed these pounds off me. I'm going to wait for God to build the muscle that I want to have. God's not going to do that for you. Nor is God going to bring the perfect person into your life and say, here's the person you need to marry right now. That's not going to happen. And anybody who comes into your life saying, oh, hey, God sent me to you, that's probably red flag number 1 of toxicity. Get them out. It doesn't work like that. As a matter of fact, it is a slap in the face of God if you believe in God to reject all the gifts and abilities that he's given you to be able to choose a suitable helpmate in life. To reject that and say, God, I'm not going to use the gifts you've given me. I instead want you to do it for me. I mean, it's the equivalent of you taking your young adult child, putting pots and pans and a whole spread of food on the counter of raw food, vegetables, and some meat, and saying, there you go. I've showed you how to make some food. Now go ahead and do it. And then your adult child sits there and says, you know what? No. Will you just make the meal for me? Here, will you just make the meal for me and just put it on my plate? It's the equivalent. When you think about this, it sounds frustrating, right? It should. God has equipped you with everything you need to find friends and to find a suitable helpmate in life, a lover, a husband, a wife. God has given you, given me, given us 6 senses at least that we know of. Sight, sound, smell, touch, taste. And that's just the senses that are obvious and basic, but we also have inner discernment. You know, we get our hairs that can rise up when there's danger. We have senses that we don't even understand that our bodies are capable of. We have so much just within ourselves. We have radars that can detect danger around us. Yet we choose not to use them. We shut them off, especially when we are getting involved in relationships with people. We ignore red flag after red flag. The hairs go up on our arms and we're like, nope, it's okay. They're so cute though. They start yelling and screaming and our anxiety kicks in, fight or flight response kicks in, and okay, it was just a one-time thing. Okay, it's going to be all right. Okay, I'll calm down. I'll stay in this relationship. It's not that we're not capable of choosing relationships in the right way. It's that we're choosing to not do the work. Much like somebody who wants to get in shape and build muscle in 2025, but doesn't necessarily want to do the work. And by work, I mean work out and also eat properly, find the right diet for your body type, right? The same amount of work needs to go in finding your relationships. You have to find the right relationship for your type. You have to be able to try new things, test things out, talk to this person, talk to that person, get rid of this if it doesn't work, get rid of that if it doesn't work. Whatever's not jiving with your body, with your personality, whatever's not working out for you, you got to get rid of it. You got to minimize it. And I promise you something, okay? I promise you this. Just like in the health and fitness, if you treat your body and your health and fitness goals this way, try eating things, get an eating plan, work with somebody who's a dietitian, right? Start to balance out your meals. It's not that hard. I can tell you right now. Who wants to know the secret of eating right? Are you ready? Take a fistful of protein, A clean meat, chicken, steak, meat, whatever, right? Something clean. A fistful of carbohydrates. And by carbohydrates, that doesn't mean bread, okay? Yogurt is a carb. Oranges are a carb. Apples are carbs. Just a fistful, that's it. And then a fistful of vegetables. That's it. And if you look at it this way, it's also easier to see what your body agrees with and what it doesn't. I've learned through this process of just having a fistful of this, fistful of that, fistful of this, what I'm kind of allergic to, what gives my body inflammation. And it's important I'm sharing this with you because I've discovered that some things in a list of carbohydrates gets me inflamed, typically things that have gluten in it and stuff like that, right? So I stay away from those things. And I move to the yogurt, move to the fruits that are carbohydrates. It's much easier to see how your body reacts when you break things up like this, right? We need to do the same things with our relationships. Okay? Try. Meet this person. Meet that person. Talk about things. Engage with them in ways understanding their mentality, understanding their personality. Break it up if you have to. What are they like when they're upset? What are they like when they're angry? What are they like when they're happy? What do they do for fun? What do they do for adventure? And do these things jive with you, or does it cause inflammation? Does something kind of seem off about it? And a lot of people are going to say, Kevin, this isn't right. This is too hard about relationships. Shouldn't it just be love at first sight? No, this is why we're in this mess. This is why we have narcissistic abuse, is because of this idea, either A, that God's going to bring somebody into your life so you don't do any work to get to know them. You've just believed them when they said God brought them into your life. B, you don't want to put forth the work because you don't want to seem too judgmental. Listen, do you care that you judge McDonald's enough to stop eating their hamburgers? No. The sooner you start to take these steps and implement the work involved, I promise you, just like in health and fitness, at the end of a year, you'll be closer to your goal, if not already have achieved your goal. If you minimize your health and fitness habits to the foods that work for you, the exercise program that works for you, at the end of the year, you're going to see the results. If you take on your relationships in that way, okay? Don't just grab onto the first thing that comes your way, but experiment, judge, see what works for you, see what doesn't, who's jiving with you, who's not, get rid of the people who are toxic, on and on and on. By the end of the year, guess what? You'll be closer to that one special person for your life or that group of friends for your life. But it takes the work. You have to invest yourself with discipline. As I said before, I'm here to support you. Down in the description box below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. Telephone calls are available and video calls, so don't hesitate, all right? If you're brand new to the channel, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification. Don't miss any future Royal We content that way, and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. Bye.